Hello ghoulies, Whimsy here, and I am so over the moon today because I get to talk about one of my most beloved series, dear to my heart, and that's Tokyo Ghoul, because in select theaters this week, the Tokyo Ghoul S live action movie came out, and this girl here got to see it in theaters. And fair warning, I am a manga reader. I'm going to spoil not only the movie, but the entirety of the series because the end credit scene decided to drop some major plot breaking spoilers. So pause this movie now and save it for later, or proceed at your own risk. Okay, we're all clear. Let's dive into the movie. This movie is a sequel to the first live action, and it follows the Gourmet Arc, where at the request of Itori, Kaneki investigates the members-only gourmet club as there's a eyeball-eating serial killer on the loose, and a suave, mysterious gentleman wants to befriend him. What can go wrong with that? You think by now Kaneki would learn that book dates are a bad idea for him. Dangerous. Really, one praise that I do have to give the movie is that it successfully established humanizing and character building moments between Nishiki and his girlfriend, Kimi, who's a human. And I do have to say, for the rest of the cast, they were pretty much spot on, and I really felt the dynamics between the characters. And that's the core of Tokyo Ghoul, empathy and love. So I will forgive this movie's terrible CGI and special effects because it at least preserved the heart of the story. Okay, one relation dynamic that was kind of messed up for me though was the relationship between Toka and her human friend Yoriko. And the whole deal in the manga is that she made herself sick because she loved her friend so much that she ate her human food. And that's why she was so weak when she fought against Tsukiyama. So it doesn't make narrative sense really that this movie turned Toka more into a tsundere who refused her friend's food, yet she was still really weak against Tsukiyama when she went to fight him. So for me, that was an odd narrative choice for me. Yeah. One bit I did really enjoy though were the scenes at the Helter Skelter bar. Like, I love the clowns to freaking death. I love Itori, especially Uta and Faretta, but I'll get to him later. But I felt like they really brought her bar to life. It was deliciously creepy with mood lighting and a snake, and we got a close-up of Uta being a weirdo eating an eyeball, and that really worked for me. Tsukiyama's character was also really fun to see on screen. Like, his actor really owned and he worked that role. Like, you could see him spitting, you could see him hyperventilating, he owned that part. I just wish that he was given the wardrobe to match, because he is one of the most flamboyant, melodramatic characters of the series. He wears rainbow crazy outfits, but he was given the most bland grandpa suits. The most creative outfit he had a paisley tie. So I don't know what the costume designer and creative designer was thinking with that decision. On the other hand, they also gave Faretta in broad daylight, and mind you, I feel in my bones that this had to be Faretta. There was someone talking to Itori on the phone, stalking them, wearing bright metallic purple. And Faretta is a character who's been trying to fly under the radar. His whole shtick is that he's not a threat, he's not noticeable, but he's wearing that outfit. Like, honey, what are you thinking, boy? I do have to clarify that I don't inherently mind when a movie deviates from its source material. Like, I thought it was a cool artistic interpretation that they made Tsukiyama's moon mask way more realistic as opposed to like the little romanticized crescent moon. It was creepy and it suited his name, Tsuki Moon, so it worked for me. However, there are some creative decisions I understand, Like, for example, they removed the entire gladiator scene and simplified it down so it was just basically a metal slab where they chopped people's arms off in like a sort of red room or something. I understand whether that was for budgetary, timing, or maybe just stylistic tone preferences, that they thought the gladiator spectacle scene might have been not as gritty and real as they wanted the movie. Okay, I understand that. This movie instead decided to focus on the dynamics of the relationship between ghouls and humans, and that was okay. However, there are some narrative choices that really had me scratching my head, and buckle up because I'm about to talk about that one end credits scene. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm a huge Faretta lover. I was so excited to see my boy when I saw him in the trailer, and I was even more excited when a marketing team member accidentally listed his name as Faretta instead of Souta. Like, I felt like it was kind of being highlighted, and they understood how important he was. And that meant a lot to me because honestly, in the anime, they really slighted him. Like, the only lines they really gave him was "nah nah" at the gladiator death scene.
Madam
My God!
So I was ready for my dose of Faretta, and oh boy, did I get him. No lie, I screamed aloud in theaters when I saw his face reveal. I was happy to see him, but it was just too much too soon because Sota's identity is supposed to be this big mystery. Like, for months people were deliberating and theorizing, is he Yoshitoki because of the wavy hair, or is he that random CGI guy named Faretta who once says, "Sorry, Mr. M," while he's battling Tsukiyama's bodyguard, inferring that he knew Tsukiyama's identity as Mr. M in the Gourmet Club. But there's all this foreshadowing and build-up to the reveal when he's finally talking to Edo and he just whips out and starts spinning his mask. But when we get this scene here at this point of the story, it just didn't have the impact unless you already know who his character is to begin with. Sorry, upon editing, I realized I left out one very important, major, earth-shattering spoiler, and that is the identity of Dragon. Here, in this movie, Faretta refers to Kaneki as his precious dragon, and this is almost as bad, if not as bad, as the anime promotional poster, including Kaneki's final dragon form. The whole point is Dragon is Faretta's big master plan, the ultimate scapegoat for uniting humanity and ghouls, and it turns out to be Kaneki, only we get that the moment Kaneki transforms, so they completely destroyed the momentum. Yeah, overall I'd say this is an above average adaptation. The character casting was spot on, but it lacked the tension of the original. Like, they removed all the jump scares, they removed a lot of the suspense of like Kaneki going into the Gourmet Club. So it was like watching a watered down, unseasoned version of the Gourmet Arc, and honestly, it doesn't have an appeal to me besides the nostalgia factor of seeing my favorite characters on screen. If you watched this movie, let me know what you thought about it down below, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya!